Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about. So it did confirm that Manchester United returned to training today at the Aon training complex, which is obviously very good news. And obviously a lot of clubs up and down the country have obviously returned to training, because obviously the Premier League did confirm on the statement on Monday that clubs voted to return to small training groups and that. So yeah, so we have returned to training today, like I mentioned, and this is a step forward to resuming the season. And I think the season is going to be resuming sometime next month. I think it is going to be resuming on like the 19th of January, because football, has been suspended for a good, is it 9 or 10 weeks or so now. It has been suspended since the 13th of March. As you all know already, the Bundesliga is back. So there you go and that. Obviously, we did inform our players anyway. We would return to training the week beginning the 18th of May. Like I said, our players were at Carrington on Sunday. The main explanation why our players were at Carrington on Sunday is, to get tested for COVID-19. And obviously, Rashford's been at Carrington in the last couple of weeks, to get treatment and to step up his fitness regime. Because like I said, Marcus Rashford has been out with a back injury. Rashford did sustain the back injury in January in our 1-0 win against Wolves in the FA Cup third round replay. But, like I said, Rashford has been a real big miss. And obviously, Paul Pogba, he's now also recovered from his ankle injury. But Solsjaker did confirm anyway, I think it was a few weeks ago, that, we will have a fully fit squad for when the season does resume and that. So that's obviously, very good news. Now, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got a number of issues to resolve for this season. There's around 5 issues, he has got to resolve. Now, what's going to be happening with Paul Pogba? Now, obviously, there's a lot of uncertainty over Paul Pogba's future at the football club. Now, I think, we need to make a decision on his future, by the end of the season. Me, personally speaking, I think Paul Pogba is going to stay at Manchester United for next season. And if he does stay at Manchester United, do you think he can blossom alongside Bruno Fernandes in our midfield? Do you think that make a good midfield partnership, Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes? Because I've heard some people saying that they couldn't really play together in our midfield. I think they can, because you'd obviously put Paul Pogba in the number 6 or in the number 8. And you'd obviously put Bruno Fernandes in the number 10, because that's Bruno Fernandes' predominant position in that. But I think Paul Pogba is going to be staying at Man United next season. I'm not sure about the foreseeable future in that. Like I said, if Paul Pogba does decide to leave Manchester United, I think he will make a return back to Turin. Because like I said, Paul Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. Like I said, the vast majority of his performances with us since he rejoined back in 2016 have been totally comparison to his ones at Juventus. Like I mentioned, in recent weeks, there has been swap deals on the agenda. Obviously, it says that Juventus are willing to offer us up to 3 of their players for Pogba. Obviously, they've offered us Adrian Rabiot for Pogba. They've obviously offered us Aaron Ramsey for Pogba. They've offered us Federico Bernardeschi. They've also offered us Miralem Pjanic. Also, Douglas Costa has been mentioned. But Juventus are doing this, because obviously, they can't afford to pay the £100 million that we would want if we was to sell Paul Pogba in the summer. Because we did say we want at least £100 million for the player. Reports did come out a few weeks ago saying, we could only get 60 or 70 million pounds for Paul Pogba if he is sold in the summer transfer window. Now, it did confirm the other week that, Juventus had become the first Italian club, like I updated you, to have their own cap salary. And it said Juventus are only willing to offer contracts worth up to £151,000 a week and that. And obviously, Paul Pogba's current wages at Manchester United are like £300,000 a week. There's obviously there's still been some reports in the mainstream media as well, saying, that Real Madrid are interested in Paul Pogba. He did actually, confirm a couple of weeks ago, this was stemming from Marca, which is a Spanish newspaper, they said, that Real Madrid are no longer interested in Pogba. The main explanations is because, Real Madrid have got other midfield targets on their agenda, and plus Real Madrid cannot afford to pay his wages. Don't forget, Paul Pogba was relentlessly linked to a move to Real Madrid last summer. Because obviously, Paul Pogba did reveal last summer that his preference was a move to Real Madrid. The main explanation why Pogba's move to Real Madrid didn't materialise was reflecting on the substantial amount we put on him, because last summer we quoted out that we wanted £180 million for the player. But Pogba was talking a lot about Real Madrid last year, about his dreams of playing under Zinedine Zidane and all of that. Obviously, Paul Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, he's had a few negotiations with Real Madrid. He's also spoken with Pogba's former club, Juventus, and that as a Mini Raiola. And, we've been very critical of Mini Raiola, reflecting on, some of the comments he has come out with since the turn of the year and that. And I think Ed Woodward's also had some negotiations with Mini Raiola. Obviously, in recent weeks as well, PSG have been interested in Pogba. Also, to Inter Milan have been interested in Paul Pogba. But yeah, the good news is he is now back. Paul Pogba has only played 8 times this season for the football club. His appearances have been limited due to his injuries. Like I said to you, the last time Paul Pogba played was on Boxing Day in our 4-1 win against Newcastle, and the last time he started from the start was back in September. But analysing it in general, Paul Pogba sustained quite a few injuries as a Manchester United player. By the way, Paul Pogba was close to full fitness, just before the season got cancelled, because don't forget, Paul Pogba did have them one-on-one sessions with Michael Carrick, and he was stepping up his fitness regime. I think it also confirmed the other week that Paul Pogba was training at the Cheshire Cricket Club with Lindelof, Martial and Andres Pereira. So it is good, that Paul Pogba has been stepping up his fitness regime. Like I said, Paul Pogba has received a lot of criticism, since he became a Manchester United player. I think this season, Paul Pogba's biggest critics have been Graham Souness and Roy Keane, because, they've been criticising Paul Pogba a lot. Paul Pogba, has got a year left on his Manchester United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it by a further year. It confirmed the other week as well that Ed Woodward had dropped Paul Pogba's asking price from 150 million to 100 million pounds and that. And Paul Pogba is 27 years of age, so he has still got a lot of years ahead of him. Paul Pogba has won 2 trophies at the football club. He won the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season. Paul Pogba, of course, enjoyed a very difficult time under the Jose Mourinho era. Paul Pogba got one of his best wishes when Jose Mourinho left. But there again, Jose Mourinho's got a bad reputation with top players. When Mourinho was with us, he didn't only have bad disputes with Pogba. He had bad disputes with Martial. He had bad disputes with Luke Shaw. Fred, never really got his opportunities under the Jose Mourinho era. I think Rashford's looked much better as well under the Ole Gunnar Solsjaker era, so there you go. We had Paul Pogba when he was a lot younger, back under the Alex Ferguson era, but obviously, we had to let him go due to limited appearances. We did let him go on a free transfer. I think it recently confirmed as well that Paul Pogba had purchased an apartment in Miami, and I think it includes a private beach, if I am correct. So there you go on that. So we need to, make a decision on Paul Pogba's future, probably before, the end of the season and that, because he has had a long running transfer saga with Pogba. I think we mainly saw the best of Paul Pogba in that 3-month period when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager and that. So yeah, we need to know what's happening with Paul Pogba. So this is one issue Solskjaer does need to resolve. Another issue that Solskjaer needs to resolve is Odi Ighalo. What's happening with Odi Ighalo? We don't know what's happening with Odi Ighalo. Like I said to you, we're facing a dilemma with him. Obviously, Shanghai Shenhua came out the other week and, they said they want £20 million to let Odi Ighalo go on a permanent transfer, but maybe Man United have got, reservations about, paying £20 million for Odi Ighalo. Don't forget, we paid around £4 million to get Odi Ighalo on loan. His wages at Shanghai Shenhua were like £300,000 a week. I think, we are paying like a third of his wages, but I think we're going to try and extend Odi Nagalo's loan, because Odi Nagalo did reveal that he wants his loan deal at the football club extended. I think his loan spell at the football club does expire at the end of this month, so maybe we'll be looking to extend Odi Nagalo's loan until, next month or maybe July. But I personally don't think, we will get him on a permanent transfer, even though Solsjaker did say, he said quite a few times, he wants to get Odi Nagalo a permanent contract, because, to be fair, before the football got suspended and that, Odi Nagalo was in a good vein of form. He's got, 4 goals in 3 starts for the football club. And, to be fair, he has been a very, very good cover-up to Marcus Rashford. And he is an option of a different type of centre-forward. And he's a lifelong Manchester United fan. But what I think is going to happen with Igalo, I think we might extend his loan. But I think he'll go back to Shanghai Shenhua, because Shanghai Shenhua came out the other week and they did say, they do expect Odi Nagalo to return in time for the start of the new Chinese Super League season. I think the Chinese Super League season does start in July, so there you go. So we need to, make a decision on Odi Nagalo's future as well. Another thing, Solskjaer needs to resolve, and that is another thing Solskjaer needs to resolve, and that's Diego Dalot. I've just been reading recent reports on Diego Dalot, and it reportedly says that Barcelona and PSG have expressed their interest in Diego Dalot, but reportedly, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does want to keep hold of the player. Diego Dalot's appearances have been limited this season. I think he's only made 1 start in the Premier League this season as Diego Dalot. Because obviously, this season, Diego Dalot has sustained quite a few injuries as a Manchester United player. Diego Dalot has been at the football club since the summer of 2018. Obviously, we got Diego Dalot in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window at the club. I think we did pay around £19 million for Dalot from Porto. And I think he's got a contract with us until 2023 as Diego Dalot. He's predominantly a right back, so he's a backup to Wan-Bissaka. I think towards the back end of last season, was it? Diego Dalot operated on the right wing quite a few times. But, he's only very, very young. So would you keep Diego Dalot at Man United? If it was to sell him, we'd probably demand in the £30-odd million range for the player. So we need to make a decision on his future. I think as well, maybe Solskjaer, should give more youngsters chances, when the season does resume, because like I've said to you now, I've credited Solskjaer. He's promoted the youth very, very well. Some young players have been given their chances, but some young players have found their appearances limited at the football club, and that, like Chong, his appearances have been limited at the football club. Also too, James Garner, his appearances have been limited at the football club. You know the news on James Garner. Like I updated you this morning. I updated you this morning on James Garner, and it said, we will allow him to go out on loan next season. Obviously, there's 3 championship clubs in for James Garner, and that's Sheffield Wednesday, Swansea and Cardiff. They're the 3 clubs from the championship that are in for James Garner. James Garner, by the way, has got a contract with us until 2022 with an option of a further year. Up until this point, James Garner spent the entirety of his career with the football club, but he's been a United player since the age of 8 as James Garner. But his appearances have been limited. Also, too, Dylan Levitt, I think he's also going to be loaned out as well. I think the last time Dylan Levitt played for us was in our 2-1 defeat to FC Astana in the group stages of the Europa League. And that, So I think, we are going to loan some players out. But maybe some more of the youngsters, should get more opportunities and that. Obviously Mason Greenwood, he's been given his chances this season as Mason Greenwood. He hasn't really started in the Premier League, to be fair, he has made a lot of substitute appearances, but Greenwood's done very, very well this season. This has been Mason Greenwood's full season in the senior squad. He's done well. Williams at left back, he's also done very, very well for us as Brandon Williams. This has also been his first full season in the senior squad and that. So there you go. Angel Gomez, he's another young and, appearances who have been limited at the football club. I think we know what's going on with Angel Gomez. I think he's going to be leaving at the end of next month when his current contract expires. Obviously, we're at risk of losing him on a free transfer because there is no signs of Angel Gomez signing a new contract at Manchester United. We've put forward a few contract offers for Angel Gomez, but obviously, he's turned these contract offers down. Obviously, Chelsea have been in for Angel Gomez and so too of Arsenal and Barcelona. But yeah, he's only made 6 first-team appearances this season as Angel Gomez, but I think he's leaving Manchester United. I really, really do, and that. And but yeah, and that's really it. And like I said, this season we've got a lot. When the season resumes, we've got a lot. We've got a lot of things, quite a few things, to look forward to. We really, really have, because obviously, don't forget we're chasing for 4th place in the Premier League because we want to get qualification for the Champions League for next season. Don't forget, we are in the last 8 of the Europa League. We're also into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, so that's something else to look forward to, because that is a chance for us getting some silverware on the board under the Solsjaker era, because we've not yet won any silverware under Ole Gunnar Solsjaker and that. So yeah, there's a few things that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does need to resolve, and obviously it'd be interesting to see who Manchester United sign in the summer. Who are we going to recommend in the summer transfer window? Because I don't even know when the summer transfer window opens. It's usually in August. Usually the transfer window opens. But it'd be interesting to see, who we do recommend into the club. There is been a hell of a lot of players on our agenda in that. Solskjaer's already identified the areas in the squad where he wants to strengthen up. He wants to recommend a centre forward in. He wants to recommend a right winger in. He wants to bring a midfielder in. And there's still some reports emerging out saying that he wants to recommend a centre half in. So there's still areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up. And Solskjaer's already revealed his plans for the summer. Like I said to my recent videos, I think we can enjoy the perfect summer transfer window because, like I said, a lot of clubs are going to face an unprecedented summer transfer window, due to the financial issues with the coronavirus pandemic and that. And I think we can benefit from it. I really, really do. And I think the top 6 sides do fear our transfer strategy for, the summer transfer window and that. But I trust Solskjaer, I really, really do, because I've seen improvements under Solskjaer. I think we've really, really improved in the transfer market under Solskjaer. Like what I mean is, Solskjaer's recruited the players that he wanted to recommend in. Obviously, so far Solskjaer has recommended 5 players into Manchester United and spent £220 million on them. And they've been very, very impressive, the 5 signings, that I did recommend in. Obviously, there's 2 young players. There's 2 young upcoming players that are incoming as well, and that's Marc Guardo from Barcelona and Joe Hugill from Sunderland. You can probably say Jude Bellingham's also incoming, because recent reports did say that, we are close to signing Jude Bellingham. Don't forget, we also want his brother Joe Bellingham as part of the deal. So there you go on that. We also want his brother as part of the deal. But don't forget, Solskjaer still wants to continue the policy of recruiting young British talents to Manchester United like he did do last summer and that. But I think a lot of people, do like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's transfer strategy. But even Solskjaer made the admission the other week, and he even said, we will enjoy a different transfer window. Ed Woodward's been talking a lot in recent weeks, saying, we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market. So literally, Ed Woodward ruled out big transfers to Manchester United and that. But, Ed Woodward's confirmed, he's willing to back Solskjaer in the summer. He's willing to back Solskjaer in the summer. And obviously, he's said on quite a few occasions this season that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe. I think also too the Glazers are willing to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like I said, around 6 or 7 players are going to leave Manchester United in the summer. I don't think there's a question really in this aspect of what players are going to leave, because I've actually I've got an idea, what players, Solskjaer's planning to get rid of. It's been in the mainstream media as well, the list of players that Man United are likely to get rid of in the summer. I think, we're going to get rid of Phil Jones, because Phil Jones can't even get into the team. I think we're going to probably get rid of Jesse Lingard. Up to like 4 Premier League clubs are in for Jesse Lingard. I think, we'd want around £30 million. Probably Jesse Lingard is the worst Manchester United player at the moment. Probably Andres Pereira will also go as well. Like I said, Diego Dalot could possibly go. I think we'll probably get rid of Smalling and Rojo on permanent transfers. Smalling won't come back to Man United, and Rojo won't come back to Man United. And Sanchez is facing a dilemma, because, like I said, Inter Milan have got no intentions of getting him on a permanent transfer. We don't really want him back at Man United. I think we'll have to loan Sanchez back out, because we'll find it very difficult to get rid of him on a permanent transfer, reflecting on his substantial wages. But it did confirm earlier on today that, we've extended Smalling, Rojo's and Sanchez's loans. We've extended them because their loan spells at their clubs are due to expire, I think, at the end of next month and that. So there you go. Dean Henderson, he's out on loan at Sheffield United. He's Dean Henderson. Got to make an admission. He has been a revelation for Sheffield United, as Dean Henderson. Got to give him a lot of credit. I think it said the other week, was it, like he updated you, we've not yet made a decision on Dean Henderson's future. We are going to be loaning him back out for next season, because, we've already confirmed that David De Gea is going to remain our number 1 goalkeeper for next season, and David De Gea has been our number 1 goalkeeper for several years. But I think the last time I heard, we're not willing to get rid of Dean Henderson permanently, because we'll probably see Dean Henderson as a long-term replacement for David De Gea. So there you go. It's been confirmed we're set to recall Joe Pereira from his loan. He's another one of our goalkeepers, because Joe Pereira has been out on loan with Hearts. So there you go and that. So we have got quite a few players out on loan. Yes, we have in that. But like I said, Solskjaer does deserve more time at Manchester United and that. He does deserve another season at least, and he does deserve at least a couple of more transfer windows. He really, really does in that. And Solskjaer has been here now for, 17 months. So he has been at the football club over the year. But it is a transition period. And, Solskjaer, really at the beginning of the year, he's hopeful that we can get through this transition period. But Solskjaer is looking to make around 3 or 4 signings in the summer, because, he believes we need around 3 or 4 signings to become title contenders next season. So if he can make 3, 4 signings in the summer, that will be, 8 or 9 players, that he would have recruited in since becoming Manchester United manager. But I don't think we'll make 4 signings in the summer. Maybe we could make 2 signings, maybe 3 at the tops, but I don't think, we'll make 4 signings in the summer, and that I really, really don't. Obviously, there's been a lot of positivity coming out regarding Jadon Sancho recently. I just give you the news on Jadon Sancho on my recent video, but that is still uploading now. Obviously, David Ornstein, who's a very credible journalist, he says that there's a very high chance that Sancho will join Manchester United in the summer, and we do remain the favourites to sign Jadon Sancho. But David Ornstein, has been talking a lot recently. He's not only been talking about Jadon Sancho, he's also been talking about Timo Werner from RB Leipzig and that, as David Ornstein, and he's from The Athletic. He did say though last week, did David Ornstein, that, Borussia Dortmund's transfer fee is fixed, and he said that Dortmund will not sell Sancho for less than £100 million, because Dortmund have said on numerous occasions, that they do want £100 million, and, they have remained ruthless over their valuation. But things fueled up yesterday, because obviously, the Borussia Dortmund managing director came out and said that players' transfer valuations, will... What?
Close that now, because sometimes there's a bat flying around on a night.
Who's that?
Fucking me, damn it here. You don't know what they do with that. I used to get pollutes out there.
So that players' transfer valuations will fall this summer and that. So we're looking to get Jadon Sancho in a cut price deal. You know, last week it said we're only willing to pay 60 or 70 million pounds for him. Maybe neither of them figures are going to be enough though to convince Borussia Dortmund to offload him and that. But we've already confirmed, you know, we're not willing to smash our transfer record for Jadon Sancho. We've already confirmed that. Don't forget we said, you know, we're willing to offer him the number 7 shirt. Like I said, we've got number 7 vacant at the moment. Even Rio Ferdinand, you know, said, you know, Man United needs to give Sancho the number 7 if he comes in. You know, Rio Ferdinand did recently name the 3 players that I want Solskjaer to sign in the summer, and that's Sancho, Saul Niguez and Kalidou Koulibaly in that, you know. So this is, you know, the signings that, you know, Ferdinand wants Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to recommend in. But yeah, Jadon Sancho is our number 1 priority target. You know, he's had a long running transfer saga and that. You know, we obviously, you know, first expressed our interest in him in 2017. You know, obviously this was before he went to Borussia Dortmund, but there hasn't only been my club in for him. You know, Chelsea have been in for him. You know, Liverpool have been in for him. Real Madrid have been in for him. You know, so Jadon Sancho could leave Dortmund in the summer, and I think Dortmund have come to accept this now. They've come to accept the facts, haven't they? And like I said, you know, Dortmund are known as a selling football club, you know, because they sold quite a few of their players in recent years. You know, obviously, you know, they lost, you know, Aubameyang a couple of years ago, lost Pulisic, lost Gundogan, lost Kagawa, they lost Mkhitaryan and that, you know, lost Ousmane Dembele, they lost Matt Hummels. So lost quite a few of their imperative players, but Dortmund have also recruited quite a few players in recent years. You know, they got Thorgan Hazard, they got Erling Haaland in January. You know, they also got Emre Can in. And by the way, Emre Can's also giving his overarching view on, you know, Sancho, and he actually knows urged Sancho to turn down a move to Manchester United and that. So hopefully, you know, we can get him on the board. Like I said, another one of our priority targets has been Jack Grealish from Aston Villa. I give you the news on Jack Grealish, didn't I, not too long ago, and it says regardless of whether Villa stay up or Villa get relegated, you know, Villa remain ruthless over their valuation. You know, Villa have said, you know, they want £80 million for Jack Grealish. Maybe we've got reservations about paying £80 million for Jack Grealish because maybe we believe he isn't worth £80 million. We was actually, you know, hoping that we can get Jack Grealish for around £50 million. So we did say, you know, we hope that Aston Villa do get relegated. You know, but yeah, he's been another one of our priority targets. But yeah, so there's been so many players on our agenda, you know, there really hasn't that. But who would be the right caliber players for Manchester United? You know, like I said to you, there's also been a lot of strikers on our agenda. You know, in my last video, I give you the news on Wissam Ben Yedder. I've been keeping up to date with what's been going on with Raul Jimenez a lot. You know, the news on that. You know, obviously I've been keeping up to date with what's been going on with Moussa Dembele. You know, so which striker should Manchester United sign in the summer and that? But there you go. But United fans have got different perceptions on Solskjaer. And obviously, you know, me and a lot of other United fans earlier on in the season, you know, were very critical of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and we was demanding him out of the football club and that. Obviously, you know, earlier on in the season, Solskjaer was very close to getting the sack from Manchester United. And obviously, you know, at that point, you know, there was talks of Pochettino coming in, and Pochettino had been in talks with the club. There was also talks of, you know, Massimiliano Allegri coming in and that. But yeah, and I've got to say, you know, the signing of Bruno Fernandes, you know, saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at the club. I think, you know, the wins against City and Tottenham earlier on in the season saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at the football club as well. So, there you go. There you go on that. They've definitely, you know, saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at the club. But some United fans believe it can get us back being competitive. And some United fans, you know, believe that, you know, we need a manager in with a proven pedigree. You know, a manager in at the top level, such as, you know, Jurgen Klopp or a Pep Guardiola and that. But, you know, we'll see how things do plan out with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. like I said, there's things Solskjaer needs to work on, like he needs to work out his best formation because he's been changing formation persistently this season. Maybe he needs to make a tactical change and stuff like that. To be fair, a lot of players' contracts have been extended since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in as well. It's just recently confirmed, by the way, that young and Max Taylor has just signed a new contract with a football club. But there's around 9 players' contracts that are due to expire next year. So this is something else, we do need to resolve. That's something else we do need to resolve and that. But like I said, Solskjaer, my reservations about him is that, in the games against lower opposition for the vast majority of this season, he hasn't really had a plan A, he hasn't really had a plan B. So that's one of my reservations, and he needs to improve on this. My other reservations about him is that he's inexperienced as a manager. But like I said, the longer he remains in the Man United job, he's going to be gaining more managerial experience. Because obviously, Man United is the third club he's managing in his managerial career. Before he was at us, he was at Mould, and before he was at Mould, he was at Cardiff. Enjoyed a very, very short tenure with Cardiff. Got sacked from Cardiff. The main explanation is it because he got Cardiff relegated and that. But yeah, and the good things, Solskjaer was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance and that. So that is a positive in that. We're unbeaten in our last 11 games in all competitions. We was in a good vein of form before the football season got suspended. Like I said, we've made a lot of mistakes in the last 6 or 7 years. It's one of the main explanations why we have been so inconsistent and stuff like that. But yeah, Solskjaer, I think, has got around 2 years left on his Manchester United contract. 2 years left on it. So let's see how things plan out and that. So yeah, so that's everything to update you today, guys. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care, God bless. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.